What's good, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Aphiwe.Zunguu on Instagram. If you're a return subscriber, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you notify next time I drop another video. If it's the first time here, my name is Aphiwe.Zunguu. I am a forex trader and I've been trading for the past 4 years. It's been a long journey, but yeah guys, today I'm just gonna share my setup and what I'm seeing in the market. It's cool for y'all to comment down below the videos on what setup you want me to analyze or what pair you want me to analyze. I saw a very beautiful setup on gold, so I just want to get into that yet. But before we get into that, please leave a like on the video. You don't need to subscribe, just please like the video. That's what I really need from you. Please just like the video. So yeah guys, in our gold setup, right, indeed I had to delete that starting from the daily time frame. So we can see that in the daily time frame, gold has been buying ever since. It has been moving towards the upside, although it is kind of selling sometimes, but it has been moving towards the upside, right? So what I'm trying to see is, I'm trying to see the market currently. What is it doing? And how am I going to be able to capitalize from that, right? So we can see that the market has hit this high, and now the market is currently sitting on this low right here, right? So it'll be cool for me to add something like this. Of course, if you made a mistake, remove this. Yeah guys, so as you can see, we are currently sitting on a low right here. So forex market analysis, or simple terms of forex trading, is that we buy low and we sell high. So currently we are sitting at our low and we're just looking for those buys to go towards the upside. So I'll drop this video anytime soon. I'll try to drop it early before the market actually moves to the direction that we are anticipating, of course. So as you can see, what will confirm us saying that we are in a buy is indeed having breakage of our highs. As you can see right there, we had a high and the market broke out of it, and this acted as a retest. Although sometimes the market doesn't move like this, it usually comes back to the high that it was currently broken and come back to retest. But currently the market didn't come back to retest on this high, it just bought and found a new low, and this is where the market is currently playing, right? So we can see that we had our highs and lows confirming our direction, saying that the market is indeed moving towards the upside, because we can see that the market has been respecting market structure, indeed breaking our highs, coming back to retest, breaking our overall highs, confirming our overall direction for buys, right? So going into the 4-hour time frame, we can easily establish in a 4-hour time frame, starting from this structure right here. Let me put this so that y'all can see where am I analyzing and where am I looking at the market, right? This, so that y'all can see where am I moving with the market, right? So we can see from there we hit our major resistance, and from there we start creating lower lows and lower highs, moving towards the downside, right? So we can see from here we created a low, right here, we created a low right here, and then the market created a lower high, because this lower high, change this to blue, this lower high is lower than the previous one, right? And then from there the market started creating lower lows, towards the downside. Of course, creating lower lows, and then the market created a high, coming back to a retest, created a low right there, and then from there the market has been failing to move towards the downside, right? So this can kind of act like a retest for this high in particular, but this is the H4 time frame, so everything is not that clear because the candlestick opens and closes after 4 hours or within 4 hours in the 4-hour time frame. So it'll be different if we change time frames and go to the 1-hour time frame, because the candlestick there opens and closes within an hour, right? So the smaller the time frame, the larger the movements, the clearer the price, right? You can see that we pretty much catered our areas very properly, right? You can see that we had a high right there. Of course, this could have acted as a fake up because this was where our lows were at. I mean our highs, this was where our highs were at. And instead of the market respecting structure, it had to come back, kinda acting like a stop loss hunt, and then from there it shot up, breaking this low right here. After breaking it, we had to come back and retest, and indeed we got that retest. Could have possibly took our sell entries from there. Breakage of this low right here, came back to retest. As you can see right here, I can drag this, came back to retest. This acted as a stop loss hunt, but some could have said the market was just retesting the inner low of the previous high. The market was retesting the inner low of the previous high, and then from there it shot towards the downside, right? And then we had to come back to retest. Indeed, sitting at that structure, could have easily took ourselves, targeting the nearest support, which was this area right here. And then from there, the market has been creating high highs and higher lows towards the upside, right? So now this confirms that the market is changing direction. It's no more creating lows, but instead it's creating highs towards the upside, right? So as you can see, we had a breakage of that high. The market came back and sat on the inner high of the previous low. If I can go to the 15-minute time frame, I'm going to show you all this very clearly what I mean by inner high. As you can see, the last bullish trend, right? As you can see from here, we had a high and then we had a low, had a high, low, high, low, high, low, and that's how the market was moving. The last one, the first ever high, the market came back and retested there, and then from there it skyrocketed towards the upside. That's normally something the market usually does nowadays. Some other people can call this a fair value gap or whatever. I don't know at SMC like that, but some might call it a F fair value gap or whatever they call it. I don't know the proper terminologies. I just love keeping my trading simple. So as you can see right here, we created a high indeed, sitting in the previous low, right? So this is a weak rejection. My normal structure is I cater for candlesticks more than I cater for weak rejections, right? So the market can still play around here, but it won't confirm that the market is indeed selling towards the downside, right? Until we have clear breakage of this structure right here, until the market actually breaks structure and creates a high, come back to sit on the previous high, confirming our buys towards the upside, right? Because currently where gold is sitting, we're currently sitting in a consolidation with our highest high being over here. This is our second highest high, so this is our nearest one, so we can target this area first before targeting this one, right? So we need to have that breakage of our market structure. The market creating high highs and high lows that will confirm our buy entries, right? So if you are a bit more, I don't want to say confused, but if you are a bit more skeptical in terms of taking your buy entries, we could have easily identified that the market was moving towards the downside, but it was moving correctively. It wasn't just skyrocketing or shooting towards the downside, it was moving correctively. Of course, I'm targeting my highs or my weak rejections here. I'm just putting my trend line to float on top of it. I don't want to cut the candlestick body, I just want to put my trend line properly on top of it, right? So here, just by adding this trend line, we can possibly see that the market is indeed playing inside this trend line, this bearish trend, right? Although we are seeing shift in market structure, we are seeing that okay, the market is creating highs and high lows, but we haven't gotten that enough momentum to actually break outside and continue moving towards the upside, right? So until we actually break this high, and come back to retest, then we can actually say that we are taking our bias towards the upside, because the market created a high, now created a high low, so we have to create another high. That's how the market moves. As you can see, low, high, low, high, low, to create more highs going towards the upside, right? But the market can still indeed fake out, come here, and then continue moving towards the downside, right? So where is a safer entry for us to enter? A safe entry is this entry. This is not a late entry, but it's a more safer entry, because you'll be able to stand those retests that the market usually does. Sometimes the market can retest out of nowhere sometimes, so you'll be able to hold in from that and not be trapped in this retest, because the market can still indeed come over here. It doesn't mean that our trade is invalid or our setup is invalid. No, it just confirms those buy trades that we are indeed supposed to take, you know. So yeah guys, my gold analysis, this is what I'm seeing on gold. We are at support indeed, confirming our buys. We have this huge double bottom formation, another confirmation of buys. We have shifting market structure, market creating higher highs instead of lower highs. That can confirm our trade as well. But we're just trying to see what the market is going to do once it comes at these type of areas. Are we going to continue buying, or are we just going to fail to respect market structure and continue melting towards the downside, right? So yeah guys, gold is a very bullish pair in general. Gold has been moving towards the upside in general. That's how the market moves. Although it might sell, but we won't sell for long. We have to indeed break those highs. As you can see, if I can just print this out to show you that this is the same thing that we are seeing currently, right? We have this high, which will be this one right here, and then we have our close high. So the market is currently sitting here, over here. Now we're waiting for those buyers towards the upside, right? Because companies are trying to make money. You can't tell me companies will just be on the downside of things. They won't be able to make money. They'll be losing money instead. So that's how trading is. To all our companies trying to make money. So we just have to predict, are they going to be profitable or are they not going to be profitable? Those are the same type of things we have to look for. But yeah guys, this is my gold analysis. I am done with gold. It's very simple analysis. But let me do another analysis for y'all. Let me do euro. Yeah, let me do euro. let me delete this so that I can start from scratch. And then you'll have clean analysis. So this is a clean chart. We can see this is Euro USD. Me, I have short trades, as you can see right here. This is just my watch list. My watch list, besides these things, I don't know what are these. I know these are stocks, but I don't really have enough information about stocks, so I can't talk more on them because I don't have that much information. But these are my pairs, my currency pairs. Euro USD, GBP USD, OD USD, Euro GBP. These are the currencies that I understand, or these are the currencies that I trade almost every single day, right? So going back to analysis, we can see in Euro USD, we are currently moving towards the upside, right? We can confirm that by seeing how the market is moving. As you can see right here, we had a low, and then from there the market creates a high, created a higher low which is higher than this low, and then from there the market skyrocked, created a high, created a low, skyrocked, broke out, came back, retest, and then went towards the upside, right? As you can see right here, with these high, this high, cancel this low, making it a valid support structure or a valid area for the market to sit and respect, right? So we can see that we have breakage of our lows right here. The market shot towards the downside, so now it's either the market will come back and respect this low, which will be a breakout, retest, and then continuation towards the downside, or the market is just gonna buy and move towards the upside, right? So we're just trying to capitalize, but this is our daily time frame analysis. As you know, you can't make decisions off of the daily time frame analysis, or you can't view something or make decisions of something just by seeing it on the daily time frame. You know, there's more time frames. There's H4, there's H1, there's this, there's that, there's this, you know. So this is where the market is currently sitting on Euro USD. As you can see, we had our lows right there. Market came back and sat on that low. Market came back, and then we broke out from here. We broke out, we did have a retest. As you can see by this green bullish candlestick, we did indeed have a retest, but the market shot on the downside and sat on this high, making it a new low, right? So we are indeed anticipating buys. We just need to know where are we going to exit, right? So we can see it in the 4-hour time frame, indeed marking from the shift of the price. As you can see, we have been buying, and from there we started selling towards the downside. And why is that? As you can see right here, we created a lower high, and then from there the market sold towards the downside. As you can see, we had a low right there, the market respected it. I won't use a zone, I'll just use this. As you can see, we had a low right there, the market came back, respected it. We got took an outside right here. This could have acted as a test of this structure and could have added our stop loss, maybe just around here, somewhere around there, and then we could have ate this sell right here, right? So as you can see, we had a low right here, which the market was kind of respecting for a while, and then from there the market shut down, came back to our low right here, making it a new support, and then from there the market started buying towards the upside, but indeed failing to create higher highs, but instead it created a lower high, confirming that the market is in some type of a bearish trend moving towards the downside, right? So just draw that from our swing high to our swing low. From that, as you can see, it doesn't cut any body, it doesn't cut any candlesticks, so it is indeed a valid trender, right? It is indeed a valid trender. And then from there, the market broke this low right here, came back to retest. Indeed, we got that retest, and then from there the market shut down to the downside. Could have easily taken us out right here and having no stops just above here, and could have ate that sell. But now currently the market is buying. So a big question is, are we going to come back and retest here, or are we going to continue going to the outside, maybe indeed touching these areas right here, which I can also highly anticipate. But from here the market might just shoot to the downside, or from here the market can just shoot to the downside, indeed creating a double bottom formation, and then from there continuation towards the upside, as we are in a swing type of bearish trend moving towards the downside. But we are coming for support of our trend line, as you can see, from support of our trend line to resistance of our trend line. From resistance of our trend line, we have to make our way to support of our trend line, and from there we have to make our way back to resistance. So we have to see from here whether the market is going to lose momentum and continue selling towards the downside, or are we going to continue pushing and creating higher highs and indeed breaking those highs. So this is where I can kinda anticipate my sell trade to actually happen, because as you can see, this area is a very sensitive area, and every time the market has touched this area, it changed direction. As you can see, it has been selling. Once it touches this area, it bought towards the upside, and if we are below it, we come to it, we touch it, we continue going towards the downside, right? So upon breakage of this high right here, this is when we can actually take our buys. Why am I targeting this area? This is the most safest area you can enter, because we're gonna be having a breakage of this high. Now the market will create a higher high. We have to come back and retest that area, also being inside this overall bullish trend, which will confirm our direction of swing buys. These buys will be able to swing them long term, guys. This is a huge trade, a very big one to be exact, because if we can take our buys here, our target will be resistance of this trend line, which that will be somewhere around here. That is a huge trade, guys. Huge trade. But indeed, once we have failure to create higher highs over here, once we have failure to create, let me just check this. Once we have failure to create higher highs right here, once the market fails to do so, we are indeed going to anticipate something like this, where price is just moving towards the downside, right? But this is if we fail to break the structure, right? But if we do break the structure, we are going to anticipate something like this, whereby the market is just going to create highs and indeed make its way back to our trend line, right? Indeed make its way to our trend line, creating those bullish momentum, a nice step ladder of highs and lows until the upside. Yeah, guys, so this is my simple analysis on Euro USD. Analyze gold. So for gold, we are anticipating buys for gold. We are anticipating buys on gold. Going to the H1 time frame, you can see Once we have a clear breakage of this bearish trend, we are indeed going to be confident in the direction that we are taking. But yeah guys, that is just my analysis of what I'm seeing on these two pairs. I hope you all learned a thing or two on how I analyze the market and how I basically capitalize on a day-to-day basis. If you want to do the same, just please leave a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't, and comment down what pair you want me to analyze for the next video or for next week or whenever I'll have the time to make another video, and I'll make it for you. And yeah guys, it's just all about knowledge, it's all about learning every single day, trying to